Hi everyone, welcome back to Dramatic Budgets. If this is your first time here, my name's Lisa and I'm on a debt-free and hopefully savings journey to get rid of what started out as just under £11,000 worth of debt. If you have been with me before, then thank you so much for coming back and joining me for another video. So guys, we are on Sunday. It is check-in day, which is what I am going to do today for week 2 of July. That's it. It's really warm again, guys. I am just ugh. Is anybody else just really drained by this weather? I love hot weather. I do love it. I love it during the day. You know, I like to be able to sleep at night, and it's just doesn't matter how well I feel like I sleep, I still feel exhausted the next day. I've had the fan on full and all of that sort of stuff. Oh, but yes. So we are going to check in. There has been a bit of spending. There's nothing in my purse, which is why I haven't brought it in to put away. So I'll sort of talk you through it all anyway. So let's bring the planner in and see. Right, so this week is from the 7th to today, which is the 13th of July. On Monday, I went to the pet shop and got the pooch some different food. Still ongoing with his issues. We kind of sorted it, but at the minute he's back on chicken, rice and natural yoghurt. I have started to reintroduce a little bit of normal doggy food because, quite frankly, I don't really want him on chicken and rice the whole for forever and a day, because I don't think it's going to be full of the nutrients that he needs, especially as an elderly dog. Yeah, so but we've, fingers crossed, we're figuring it out. So that was £23.78, which came out of my pet fund, so that was fine. I then spent £3 in WH Smith's for my usual chocolate bars. The idea is that the chocolate bars are supposed to, because they're £3, because they're like nearly £2 for one, is that if I buy one, they should last me 2 days, which they have done this week, promise. It's not been quite so stressful this week. But there we go. So on Tuesday, I have got 2 colleagues that are both turning 30 within days of each other. One of them I know really well. The other one I don't know that well, but I do work with her on a regular basis now. So that was 2 lots of £10. So that I actually took out of my birthdays fund rather than my own money this time. So that was that. Then on Wednesday, I had my usual online shop at £27.97. I then went to the actual Morrison's and got a card and a present for somebody. So that was £21. So that was obviously out of my gifts fund. And I nipped to Aldi. That was £3.73. Can't remember exactly what that was for. I think that was the yogurt and stuff for dog, but there we go. Thursday I was back in the WH Smith, so that was £3 again. Then on Friday, my mum sat off in her motorhome with my auntie, who's got learning difficulties, to go and meet my godmother in sort of like Weston-super-Mare somewhere. It would have been my godparents' wedding anniversary on Friday, and obviously it's the first one since he passed away. So the idea is that they were going to meet up at like lunchtime and, you know, take off somewhere and just kind of do a bit of distraction, you know, and raise a glass and, you know, all of that sort of stuff. My mum got about maybe an hour down the road, 40 minutes. And the van broke down. So yeah, so I got a phone call whilst I was working for my sister just to say, I don't know if mum's rung you, but the van's broken down. She's now at the side of the motorway waiting for recovery. So we were like, oh, what is going on, guys? So bless her, she ended up, it's a good job that she decided, or that we decided that she wasn't going to take the pooch with her, because that would have been an absolute nightmare. It was hard enough for her with having my auntie there, because obviously she's got learning difficulties, she's also got dementia, she doesn't really get it, and so her anxiety is quite high a lot of the time anyway. So yeah, so she ended up dealing with her. So I was quite glad that she ended up not taking the dog, especially as it was like 30 degrees that day as well. So in the end, she ended up being towed to a service station just to get her off the motorway, and then AA's taken her off to a garage. They think it's the fuel injection, which obviously is going to be a bit of an issue and a pricey issue, apparently. I know nothing about vans and cars and stuff, but my sister says it's not cheap. So yeah, so she ended up driving back home to pick a car up and booking a last minute sort of hotel for her and my aunt, and off they went. The reason I'm telling you this is going to become apparent when I talk about next week, because we were supposed to be going away in the van next week. But yeah, so that was a bit of a stressful day on Friday. There was absolutely nothing. It's nothing worse, is the guys, when you can't, there's nothing you can do. You know, you can't wave a magic wand, you can't fix the van. I was stuck at work, so it's not as if I could come out and pick them up and bring them back. Yeah, it was all just a bit of a nightmare. So that tailored with the fact that it was like hotter than hell on Friday, I just went to Sainsbury's and just picked up something for tea because I was on my own. So that was £5.75 for some pasta and some sauce. And then I went and bought myself some health supplements. So I've been feeling quite tired and lethargic a lot of the time for quite a while, and I am putting down some of it to the heat, because it is so hot. I'm not sleeping well on a night. Heat zaps your energy anyway, but I thought, you know what, I've been reading up on a few different supplements and things, so let's get those. So I actually took £18.87 out of my healthcare fund, and bought a few little bits from Nutrition Geeks, which I've heard is supposed to be quite a good brand to use. So yeah, so I've bought a few different things from there. So that's come out of my healthcare fund. Then yesterday I nipped to Morrison's on the way back, again because I was going up to my other house and we were trying to think of what to make, but again it was really, really hot. Neither of us wanted to stand around cooking, because believe me, on Thursday my other half made spaghetti bolognese, and I sat at his house eating this dinner, and as beautiful as it was, I could just feel the sweat, the heat pouring into me and back out of me. It was just horrendous. So I just bought some sort of like picky bits for tea. I bought a quiche, and a few like salady, you know, tapasy bits. So that was £19.99. I had also gone to McDonald's on the way to work, because anybody that doesn't know, I get weighed on a Saturday morning. I always get weighed earlier because when I'm working, because of the timing that I work, and I don't have time for breakfast because I never have breakfast before I get weighed. So I always get something quick on the way to work. So that was a McDonald's at £6.89 this time. I really do need to start being a little bit more proactive and taking my breakfast with me, but I just see it as my little treat once a month. And then today I went to Costa on the way to work and got myself an iced coffee, which was £3.95, and I nipped to Lidl on the way home because I needed some more yogurt for the dog, and got myself, I had a real dip in energy, so I just got myself something quick from their pastry aisle. Again, not the best, but you know, it's what I needed. So that was £3.32 in the end for that. I'm really thirsty as well, guys. I've been drinking water and all sorts all day. So that is the spending for the week. So if we go to the budget sheets, just checking you can actually see that. Yes. So we started off with a rollover of £580.96. I'm just going to do this down a little bit so you can see the bottom. Ooh, stay. Yeah, so we started on £580.96. Nothing came in. So that was that. The iPhone didn't come out, but I have checked and it's due to come out tomorrow, so that'll go on to next week's budget. But the house insurance and the credit card from last week did come out, and they came out exactly as expected as well, so that was fine. So we ended up with bills of £104.02 this week, leaving us with £476.94. Then, of course, I spent everything out of my wallets, plus an extra £12.60. So that is £87.60 in total, leaving £389.34. And then we had exactly as we were expecting for savings. So we had the £30 into sinking funds, 52 week got £20, and the Winning Wednesday got £20. You'll know about that if you watched my last videos. So that's £70, leaving £319.34. And then I just had 25 pence worth of overdraft fees, so that was leaving me at the end of the week on £319.09 into week 3. So I realised halfway through the week that I documented last month that I'd paid my dentist out of my normal bank. When my credit card bills come this month, I thought, God, my minimum payment's gone up. This is weird. And when I looked at it, I realised I'd actually used that my credit card, not my bank account, to pay the dentist. So when I put the money back into my account on the budget sheets, I actually gave myself like an extra £60 that actually wasn't mine. It was for the credit card, so I've transferred that into my credit card fund to pay off when I get to £100. I just do it in £100 increments. So that was kind of that. Obviously that means that I've got less money than I was expecting to have anyway, so I can bring the money from, because I think Plum took some money out at the beginning, yeah, so if needs be I can always bring a little bit of money from my Plum account, which is my savings, because that's another reason I always save it up to £100, because it's kind of also my buffer just in case I need it. So next week the only things that should be coming out of my bank is obviously that iPhone that didn't go out this week, and then my fridge, freezer and dishwasher insurances, which is just over £7.50, so that is absolutely fine. The reason that I told you the story about my mum and the motorhome is because of what I have planned for this week. So tomorrow, me and my other half are going out into Leeds. We've both got a couple of days off, and I have got a voucher for the Ivy, so we're going to go to the Ivy Asia in Leeds and go for a few drinks. So obviously I've got my sinking fund for my social for that. That's not a problem. Then at the weekend, we were supposed to be going Friday to Monday to the Food and Drink Festival at Skipton. And for those of you that haven't seen it, even though it has been all over BBC News and everything, even if you're not local, it's been national news, that event got cancelled last Friday. There has been, there was a few people dropped out, so James Martin and Rosemary Schrager, some of the bands dropped out, and then there was a lot of rumours going around about what was happening or not happening, and then last Friday they decided to officially cancel it. So we were like, that's fine. We were all supposed to be away together the weekend. The reason my godmother is coming up with her motorhome, because we had the two motorhomes and that we were camping for the weekend in them. And obviously with her being up, we just went, that's fine, we'll find somewhere else to go. So we booked to go somewhere near to Skipton, a place called Settle, that I've never been before. It's in the Yorkshire Dales. And the difference was that we could take my dog. So she was taking her dog anyway. My dog's not very good in crowds. He loves attention and he loves people. He just does not know what to do in big crowds of people, because he just does not know which way to turn. I don't know whether it's anxiety, whether it's just overexcitement or what it is. He just doesn't do well in those situations. So taking him to a food and drink festival was going to be a no. So my uncle was going to look after him. We decided, we'll book somewhere. We can take the dog. Great stuff. And then obviously Mum's van's broken down. So at the moment, we're just not sure what's going to happen, because obviously we've already paid for the campsite now for the weekend. Mum has applied for the refund for the food and drink festival tickets, but that could take up to 45 days to get a decision. So obviously we're not going to get the money for that back. So we are obviously going to be paying out extra. Obviously my sister just my mum and my godmother have actually paid for the campsite between them, and then they just said to me and my sister, you just buy the food for the weekend. So we're not really sure what's going to happen now at the weekend. We have come up with a plan B, because my sister is very logical. She's very organised. She's already found a van for rent that we could have for the weekend, that is pretty much the exact same model and make as my mum's, just a newer version. Bearing in mind my mum's van was brand new in 2020, so it's only a 5-year-old van. It's not that old. And the recovery people damaged it getting it onto the back of the truck, so they have to fix that as well. We never have much luck. Sometimes I think if we didn't have bad luck, we wouldn't have luck at all. So we're not really sure what's going on. Obviously, depending on what happens next weekend, I will obviously be doing my videos late, because I'm away at the weekend anyway, so you won't get any videos from me at the normal times next week. We're not really sure what's going on with it. So we don't know whether Mum's van will be fixed or whether it's fixable, what's happening. She didn't hear anything, obviously Friday, it's now been the weekend, so she'll have to wait until Monday to sort of chase that up, which is tomorrow. So we probably won't know till last minute as to exactly what we're going to do at the weekend. So we're just hoping and praying, because obviously we cannot fit 4 adults and 2 dogs into a motorhome that only actually has 2 proper beds. 3 we can make up a third, but so it's 2 single beds. It's not like it's a double or anything, a couple of doubles or anything like that. So there may be more spending needed at the end of next week, in which case the credit card might have to come into play until we can get the money back from the tickets that we'd already paid out for. So it's all a bit of a mishmash, guys, and you kind of just have to go with it and hope for the best. So social wise, it's quite a sociable week. I've got Monday, Tuesday off work, as I said, and we're out Monday. I'm not planning on doing much on Tuesday. Wednesday is my usual work at home day, so that doesn't tend to be too bad. I haven't decided whether or not to get a online shop or not, or just to put the money towards, because the idea was that we were going to have, my mum's got basically like a barbecue, indoor barbecue thing that she has on the van. So the plan was obviously to have a bit of a barbecue, because if the weather was nice, don't know whether that's going to happen or not anymore. So next week is completely up in the air, and I won't know until sort of midweek exactly what we're doing. Possibly it's going to be Thursday before a decision's made, so who knows. But yes, so fingers crossed. Who knows? So that is it from me, from my check-in, guys. Thank you so much for joining me. If you did like this video, please do give it a thumbs up. There is all the usual subscribe buttons and all that jazz. I will do my cash stuffing video next, and I will get the Winning Wednesdays done as well, if I can tonight, and get those up for you, as usual. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for joining me. Please do take care, stay safe, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye.